My name is Maryam, and welcome back to our channel. If you are new to our channel, then we will tell you that we are historians. We are so excited to travel with you guys again.
We are studying the era between 1900 and 1920, so we are going to go back over 100 years and looking at our town to visit the end of the Victorian era.
Let us now go into the world of time travel. As you can see, we are wearing the clothes that they wore back then in the Victorian era in order to not look too weird. Thank goodness I do not live in the Victorian era because I would go nuts wearing these clothes, and I would probably get in lots of trouble for not wearing them.
When girls became more womanly, they had to wear long ankle dresses. They were not allowed to wear pants, and they usually wore hats and gloves.
Hope you enjoy this journey. Bye. Here we are at King Street in Kitchener, Ontario, over 100 years ago. Only it wasn't called Kitchener then, it was called Berlin. Whoa, there are lots of horses and no cars.
It is so different compared to now because we no longer use carriages, and we dress very differently. Men do not wear suits when they go out anymore.
Also, there were lots less people than there are now. Before our town was called Kitchener, it was called Berlin because lots of Germans lived there.
When our great-grandmother, Rose Leseski, was little, she and her family did not have electricity because hydroelectricity only came out to Berlin in 1910.
So they had to use oil lamps and candles for light and wood to heat their home.
Rose was married in 1907 to a man named Anthony Leseski in Berlin at St. Mary's Church.
In those days, there was only one Catholic church in town.
Later, our grandparents were also married in that same church.
They gave birth to their daughter, Clara, in 1908, who would later become our great-grandmother.
When Clara was a little girl, she would not have seen colored printing before. It was only invented in 1907, and there was a long time before it was commonly used, so when she read the newspaper, there were no photographs in it.
During the First World War, Berlin changed its name to Kitchener in 1916.
In Victoria Park, the Kaiser Wilhelm statue went missing during the war because a group of men threw it into the Victoria Park lake.
Whoa, look how much Victoria Park has changed. The trees have grown so much and the water is still flowing to this day. It is so cool to think that once upon a time my grandmother used to cross the same bridge I do, and how she may have touched the same railing I do when I cross, how she maybe sat by the bench under the tree or had picnics under the shade of the trees.
Here is Waterloo Park. Look how different it is 100 years ago. Waterloo Park usually has a wonder of winter at Christmas time. It is a park with lights, fun Christmas things, decorations, carriage rides, and so much more. At the time when there was no electricity, the wonders of winter did not exist because in order of wonders of winter to run, it needs power.
The Spanish flu, also known as the 1918 pandemic, passed through Kitchener between February 1918 to April 1920. It infected 500 million people, about a third of the world's population at the time.
The Spanish flu was bad enough to close down the schools, so I wonder if my great-grandmother's school was canceled for a while, just like COVID in our time because there was also a pandemic.
Whoa, this is even more fun than before because not only do we get to go back in time, but we also got a chance to learn about our ancestors. And we realized that our grandparents and great-grandparents have played on the same streets we do today with our friends. They have biked down the same roads we do, and they have made memories that shaped us. It is going to be so sad to think that we have to leave and go back to our time. But we understand that our grandparents made memories that shaped us to be who we are today. And now we have to think about our grandchildren and then how they will create their own memories. Because the past becomes the future, and we want a good future for our grandchildren and our community.
Thank you everybody for traveling back in time with us. We really enjoyed our last few trips with you. Sadly, this will be the last one we're doing back in time.
It was very cool learning about the past, but even though we love the past so much, we must stay here in our 2020 time now. Goodbye!